you have a declaration of some kind saying that you declare under penalty of perjury that all of this is true. Or if you don't declare under penalty, you might say, I affirm. Whatever it is, again, it's a secular thing that you're simply saying that you're telling the truth and you're willing to be punished if you're caught lying. Do you roll with that, Ron?
Not under duress.
I belong to a system that has no, what do they call it?
There you go.
Say it again.
I'd say I guess it's a slip here.
That's all. That's fine. That's all.
Oh, it's on? Oh, you just push it? Oh. Well, the system I belong to, there is no acquittal.
Hold it close to you.
Well, yeah, there is no such thing as acquittal. I read my Britannica on Inquisition. There's never been an acquittal, period.
Okay. So Ron, what does not guilty mean if there are no acquittals?
Well, it's kind of like saying I'm not, I'm innocent. Well, innocent means you're guilty. So how do you say innocent without being innocent? Read your blacks on innocent.
Okay.
Well, what about the IN?
All right. Well, anyhow, the next thing. Now, everything from the top of the page down to the horizontal line, that horizontal line, that's generally referred to as the caption of the page. Okay. So there's also a specific meaning to the word caption, and I forget what it is, but everybody I ever talk to, when you talk about the caption, you're talking about everything above that horizontal line at the bottom. Everything on that page above that line. So that caption is the same on all your papers. The only difference on all your papers has to do with the title of the paper. In this case, we use the word action. But it could say complaint. It could say motion. It could be petition. Whatever it is, you describe what it is. But other than that, the left side of the page is the same. Or the caption is the same. One other little variation. On your initial paper, you could say, where you say you're the plaintiff and you list all the defendants, what you can do on your second paper and later is where you have the defendants, you can put the first defendant's name and then a comma and then ET, then a space, SEQ period. No, I'm sorry, ET space and then AL period, et al. In other words, it just says that there's more, there's other defendants. But it's a shorthand, it keeps the caption shorter and gives you more room on the page to write. And so that's the customary thing to do also. What I do on my own as a personal policy, because you can do it either way, but as a personal policy, I will list all of the defendants on the first paper, which you do anyway, and I will list all the defendants on any court orders and any judgments, things like that. Or wherever I think it's significant that I want everybody's name listed, sometimes I'll do it. It's an arbitrary decision on my part. I could have said et al. Also, but I choose not to.
Except federal. Federal, you don't put John Doe's, I know. So why would you put et al.?
You put John Doe's on federal. Oh yeah. Here's the deal on John Doe's. Okay. I think you've seen it. In fact, you've seen John Doe's. All right, on the state papers, right? Okay. Putting John Doe's is worthless. All right. You don't put John Doe's on your paper and nothing more. The only reason for using a John Doe or a Mary Roe or John Doe number 1 and John Doe number 2, whatever it is, the only reason for doing that is because you don't know the person's name. You know everything about him. You know what he did. You know the wrong he did. You describe the whole thing. So in your lawsuit, if you're suing somebody and you know everything about him except the name, and you list in your paper what John Doe did to you and why he's wrong and the whole thing, just like as if you knew his name, that's when you put his name in the caption as a defendant. Don't just put Does 1 through 20 and then say nothing about Does 1 through 20. You should have 20 different Does in there that did 20 different things to you, okay, or a team. The only purpose of a John Doe is to have a name where you didn't have a name. Later on discovery, because you can do discovery too, okay, even though you're the plaintiff. Later on discovery, if you find out the person's name, you amend your complaint and you put the name in. So in that sense, I know that the federal papers will allow a John Doe if you actually have a John Doe that you're talking about and not just a name. What do you think? Does that fit with what you're saying? Okay.
No, it's stationary question. Is legal number paper, is that available from stationary? Does Word have a function for that? Or
Word does have a function. If you open up, if you have Microsoft Office and you open it up, they have templates in there, and there's a legal template, and they have a template, and it turns out that the numbers on the left side, you can get to them. Normally they're restricted. As you can see, when the cursor moves, it goes down, okay? I can't get to those numbers. But if you go to View and then go to Header and Footer, now the numbers become available. All you have to do is click on it, and now you can access them. If you want to change it, it's treated like the header, okay? And then you can close it. But yeah, they do have a template. That's how you get to it. It took me years to figure that out.
How are you able to stack the footers down at the bottom? They're called not footers.
Well, the footer, when you bring up your headers and footers, you click on
footnotes. Yeah. How do you do that so nicely?
Oh, footnotes?
Yeah, how do you do that so nicely?
That's automatic. I don't do it. The program does it. All I do, here's what I do. I click on Insert. Let's put in a footnote, okay? Right here. Okay, Land North. All right? Put the cursor there, right where I want the footnote. Before the comma, let's say. Oh, I like it after the comma. And then I click on Insert, and then you go down here to Reference. If you have an older version of Word, it'll say footnote. But on this version of Word, it says Reference. And then you go over to Footnote, and you click on that. Okay? It comes up with this menu, and now you have a choice. You want a footnote or an endnote. Footnotes go at the bottom of the page, the foot of the page. Endnotes go at the end of the entire paper. I prefer footnotes because you can go right down and read it, without having to search to the end. Anyhow, footnotes, you have your choice of numbering format. You can have digits, or you can have letters, capital letters, Roman numerals. Okay? Or you can have a custom mark, your own symbol, whatever it is, and then you can tell it what to start at, and you can have the numbering continuous or restart on each page. You got a lot of flexibility here. And then you can apply the changes to the whole document, or, well, I guess it's the whole document here. Whenever you see that, normally it's either the whole document or from this point forward. Anyhow, and then you just click on Insert, okay? And then you type in, this is a footnote, okay?
No italics. You never put italics. Just
well, if you want to, you can. Sure. Yeah. I can select it, okay? Go up here, make it italics, make it bold, underline it, okay? Center it. You have all the options that you have with your text. Okay? And what's interesting is that, here's what I like about this. When you're going along reading your paper, when you're working on your paper, by the way, this is one of the strongest arguments I have for having a computer instead of a typewriter. But if you take the cursor and put it over the footnote, it pops up. This is a footnote. It shows you what's in the footnote. And if you click on it, double click, it takes you right down to the footnote. Okay, so you can see the footnote itself, and the cursor on it again, and double-click on it. It takes you back up to the text. So, a lot of fun.
Show them how to put the yellow and green in there.
Oh, the yellow? Well, of course, I put the yellow to distinguish from the paper, you know, to emphasize it. But all you have to do is set the cursor there, hold the left button down on your mouse, and, you know, select that. And then you go up here, and you choose your color.
Highlight.
Yeah, you highlight it, and you choose your color. And here's a good color right here. Black. All right.
That's a gopher color.
Yeah. And of course, since that's black, I want the letters. Oh, let's pick yellow for the letters. Okay? But that's how you would change it. Yeah. So you can. It takes a while to learn the software, but you understand that these are all features. They're special in one sense. I don't use the features for legal papers other than the footnotes. That's about the only the feature I use. And being able to set the paragraphs and this type of thing. I set the paragraphs, all of them to 12 points per line, and I basically have single spacing between paragraphs too. 12 points between paragraphs.
Is 12-point what they require anyway?
That's your standard. It's either 10-point or 12-point, but 12 is preferred because some judges are old and they need glasses.
I think district court's even 14-point.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, but yeah, I've only seen 12-point as specified. But it's been a while since I've read the rules. They've been making changes to the rules. Yes.
Yeah, people won't learn the legal things you're learning with Bill, with using the word processor, but I was in the Santa Monica Library a couple weeks ago, and I checked out the Video Professor series. A lot of libraries have them. They've been selling them on TV, for just the shipping and handling. But for just learning Word and how to use a lot of these programs, I thought they were excellent. But if you apply it with Bill's view into the law, you can learn a little extra, that way, and really no cost.
Yeah, it's a tool, and it's here to stay. I suggest that everybody learn it. Oh, okay. Yeah. Another thing you can do with these notes, you can cut and paste them or copy them. So let's say I do a copy. All right, I highlighted it, and I click on Edit and Copy. And then I click down here. Here's Eileen Bonner. All right, go there. And I say Edit and Paste. And so it sticks in and automatically renumbers it. Okay? And also stuck it in at the bottom. Note number 2. And I still have it in the notepad, so let's see. Let's put this note after Mountain Finder North here. Okay? And then I'll say Edit and Paste. And so it sticks it in, and it renumbers the notes that they're always in order. So, yeah.
On the function of the 2 and 3 IBID?
2 and 3 IBID? I think you have to write that in manually. I don't know. But, yeah, you could put IBID there manually. But it's really, needless to say, I enjoy it. And so when you copy a paragraph of text, sometimes you're writing a paper and you've already written the text in another paper. So all you do is you bring up that text, copy it, paste it into the other paper, and all the footnotes come with it. So
you can go to tables, I believe, and bring up a thing for section when you're doing code, and you give you a section mark.
Yeah, you can have sections.
Or copyright, it will do the same thing for behind your name.
Was that right?
Yeah.
There we go. Getting rid of these things. Also, you can have automatic paragraph numbering.